We have everything set up to do this reactive combat that I already showed in one of my videos. And to do that, you need to understand that the actor has three vectors that are really important for him. So let's go into this actor and let's showcase those vectors. So this is hit, and this is all okay. So let's go into viewport, and I need to get my cats. What are you doing, cat? Come here. My lovely cats that are constantly waking up when I'm working and trying to make me struggle with work. Oh, come on, where are you going? My boy. Okay, so rotations. Let's add an arrow component. And let's put this arrow at your head. And let's make it not hidden in game. Let's add another arrow. And it has to be a child of your capsule. Let's put it ahead as well. And let's put another arrow. And let's put it here as well, and let's put it somewhere around here. So now what we will have to do with those arrows, we will have to make them a bit different. So the first one will be called actor rotation, and you know what, we can actually place it on the ground, and we can make it 1, 5, yeah, we can make it wide and make it like this, and it can be red, that's absolutely fine. So this is the arrow for actor rotation. The second one will be the controller, and let's make it a different color. Let's make it like blue, and let's make it longer, and let's make it slimmer. So this is the rotation of the controller. And let's make it not hidden in game as well. And the third one, this will be controller rotation. And the third one is camera rotation. So we place it above, we make it shorter, and we make it wider and wider, and it will be at, let's say, 100, and it will be of a different color, let's say like this. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to go into our event graph, and we don't have any tick yet. We need tick, and now on tick we'll do sequence, and we'll set all of those arrows rotations. So what we need is just take all those three, and we'll get control rotation. Okay, set rotation. Set world rotation. It will be this rotation. I think it is the world rotation, not relative. We're gonna see in a second. So I am moving. Okay, this arrow is too small. Let's go here, let's go to this arrow, and let's make it like 3, and let's make it like 6 or 5 at least. Save, play. It's hard to see this arrow because it is turning with us, because we are now setting our rotation of the controller with our mouse. So we are switching control rotation constantly, right? So it is add tick setting to our view. The arrow is there, but we don't see it. Okay, let's make it long, but let's like make it like 1 and 1. Okay, this is fine. And the green arrow, like we don't need all 3 of those, but never mind. Actor rotation stays the same, but camera rotation will be also set. World rotation, and it will take the camera world rotation. So get world rotation, set world rotation. Thank you. This. So we go here, and now we see that we don't really see the third one. Why is that? Is it hidden? Yeah. Okay. So now we see that the controller rotation and the camera rotation are actually matching. Like camera might have a lag. We can, for example, add a camera lag here, and we can enable camera lag and say 10, which is not much. Let's say that max distance is 50, and we need actually, oh, camera rotation lag 10. That will be a lot better. So now when we rotate the camera, it will lag a bit. So we'll see our control being faster than the camera, because camera is trying to match our controller. And our actor is also trying to match our controller if we hit certain threshold of turning in place, right? So he is doing that, he's turning to our rotation, and camera is trying to follow it. So what we want to do right now, if we want this character to turn fluently toward enemies, any enemies, so we can just go into our examples, goes into gameplay, reactive combat, and we can just, you know, place few of those guys around. And we just play, and I see those guys, and I want my combat to match my rotation toward them. I want to hit them fluently. What I need to do is I cannot use this control rotation as my view rotation. Like I can't do that anymore. So instead of doing what you normally do on event graph in your input, you take your control rotation and you add movement in relation to your control rotation. And same goes for a mouse input. You add control yaw input and pitch. So instead of that, what we're going to do, we're going to take camera, add rotation, we'll add world rotation twice to this camera, and we're going to use this and this here instead of here, and we'll break those as well, and we'll add this here to this comment, and now we'll split this rotator, same goes here, split rotator, and we will add, for lookup we'll add pitch, and for turn we'll add yaw. And now in our spring arm, oh, we need to take spring arm, not a camera. Yeah, true that. And now in our spring arm we cannot anymore use spawn control rotation, and we cannot inherit any of the rotations from our parent. So now if I hit play with my mouse, I can fluently move my, okay, this is not right, but I can, wait, it's terrible, not word, but add rotation, and this will be relative, I guess. Split, pretty sure it will be relative. So this, and oh, and this. Let's see if I haven't break anything. Okay. Yeah, except that look up, I have to multiply by -1. It can be integer, it can be float, doesn't really matter. Okay. Unless y was, oh, I think it was negative value by default in our settings of input, so let's see. No. Okay, so I have to multiply by -1. This is fine. This is speech, and now we have this strange situation with our aim offset, which we have to fix. So in our event graph, on setup animation, we're doing this aim at, but we need to do clamp, not nearest, but clamp must be one direction. So it has to be animation, aim clamp, and let's say left or right. Usually the dominant shoulder. But if you don't have dominant shoulder, it means that anything that goes beyond certain threshold will no longer, I mean, at least it shouldn't go like this. I have to fix that. Okay, but now I am moving the camera rotation, like you can see, but my control rotation stays exactly the same. And now if I'm trying to add input, I'm trying to move forward. I'm moving forward, backward. Yeah, like this. But I am not moving in relation to my camera, I'm moving in relation to my control rotation, which is bad. So I have to fix that as well. And this is an easy fix, because inside here we just get control rotation. Instead we are taking camera, get rotation, and this is exactly the same. And now when I am moving my camera and I am pushing forward, I am actually moving this direction or this direction, everything is fine. However, I am strafe walking and my control rotation is still forward, so this is why this looks a bit odd, but I am moving towards the camera forward and backward right now. Okay, so now I will change my locomotion type. I will no longer be strafe walking, because that doesn't work for this kind of rotation. So I go into setup, aim offset, and then setup turn, and here, instead of picking desired rotation and angle, I will go rotation to movement, and that's it. So what we want this guy, when we're doing an attack, to pick targets and rotate toward those targets. Now, how to do rotate towards those targets? This will be very easy actually. You have this turn rotation, and right now we are turning towards velocity, right? But if we make this guy strafe walk, he will start turning towards the nearest target. So what we will do is that on our input, here. So when we are attacking, we're doing this attack already. But now we'll do one more thing. We'll go to our animation master, and there is an auto aim, no, not animation, combat master, and we have some auto aim setup. So we have auto aim, but automatically turn on, and auto aim speed by 20. So what it does, it sets the control rotation towards a valid target with certain interpolation. So right now our rotation never changes. It is just facing forward forever, no matter what we do. And what we want to do is want to change this rotation towards our target. So let's go here. Let's grab our combat component and target. So let's do aim query for targets, and we're doing a query of range of this is 15 meters. No way. Let's do 5 meters or even smaller, 4 meters. Let's do 5 meters. So 5 meters, acceptable angle of our target. So we want to accept any target, and this is, I think, half angle. So this should be 180 if we want to go all around. And do object type, make, and we want to check pounds. Okay, and we are doing this angle check from camera. If we disable this, we're doing this angle check from the perspective of the character. So we want to do it from the camera. And now target closest means that the best target to switch targets is the one that is closest. If we disable that, the best target is the target with the angle that is nearest of our aim point right now. Only new target means that we will switch targets no matter what we do. So let's test that. So this will query for targets and it will set a target if it finds one. So let's say play. Okay, but this is querying from my camera right now, so let's not do it from camera. Let's do query from the character. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so can he query himself? Can. Okay, so we need to add him to ignore list. So I guess okay, so we'll have to do it on begin play or here. Add to ignore list, and we need to add make and just add self. And you know what? Maybe just even take controller. Yeah, and we're doing this as ignore list, and we're not ignoring any class in particular. So this is enough. Okay, and this should also work for our queries. Okay, why is this not work? Oh, okay. Make. I can push an empty one, but it has to be existing because this is by reference, and any push by reference can't be empty. Okay, so I am not querying myself now. And if I find an actor, you can see that now my targeting switched, and I am constantly setting my control rotation towards this actor. You can see that clearly now, and it doesn't matter how far I go, he will continue to look at his direction. Okay. So now when I do this attack, and if I have a target, so after that has target or target get auto aim target. So basically if I have a valid target, I want to take my animation master component and basically copy this, set up turn rotation, and do it twice. Once we set up it, if I don't have target, I set up to the same thing that I have already. But if I don't have, if I do have a target, I want it to start going into strafe walking. So what I want is character rot at angle. So this will be more fluent. Rot yaw is instant. This will be fluent. So let's do this, and let's see how it looks like now. And boom. Okay, so now my character, okay, and another thing, like I have this aim offset, I will use that as well, and this will be look at for now. and here it will be a look at, like it was, and here it will be aim at, and also it will not be camera based anymore. It will be if it's not camera based, then it is control rotation based, simple as that. So as long as I don't have a valid target, I am targeting looking at my camera, and if I have a valid target, I am looking at that target. So now if I turn, my character turns with his aim offset, but as soon as I acquire a target, I will look at him and aim at him, and I will continue to turn my character rotation, so the red arrow at my bottom towards him, and my control rotation, and I will look at him. If I even jump, I will look down at him. And yeah, this is how it looks. And now if I attack, I'm trying to attack this guy, but I am attacking a bit up, especially if I am very close. So what I want to do is I want to ignore so I want to get animation. Oh, you know what, I can just hard code it here, so I can just go here into animation master, I can go into modification tags, and I will add animation modify tag ignore pitch. And if I ignore pitch, I will no longer look up and down. And now if I look up and down with the camera, nothing happens. Left and right, he is looking left and right. And if I acquire a target, he will no longer try to aim up and down, and he will attack in a straight line. And you can see that I am actually hitting this guy with this red rectangle at him. So I am attacking him constantly. And I can continue to turn my camera very fluently with a camera lag, and it's super fluent. My rotation is fluent, my aim rotation is fluent. I am targeting him all the time. If I would use my control rotation to cast spells at him or throw a projectile, I could use it directly without any additional calculations of, you know, rotation and stuff. And now if I am closer to this guy and I try to attack, I will acquire new target, rotate towards him and attack. And I move closer to this guy, but he's not a valid target to me, but now he is, and I attack him. So he's still the best target. I think that I have to go with this angle. I think it goes like this, so 360 is now full. Let's see. Okay. I think I need to target, you know, this is 180, this was fine, and target closest. And I can do even one more cool thing. I can copy this guy multiple times to make more of those. And okay. So I will now target the closest target. So this guy is closer, I will attack him multiple times, but if I come to another guy, I will start attacking him because he's now the closest. Now this guy is the closest, but I can also force my character to always change targets, so only pick new targets. And now if I hit play and I stand somewhere between those guys, I will continuously switch targets and I will attack between two guys. So I will attack this guy and then I will attack this guy and then I will attack this guy again and I will attack this guy. And he will start spinning. Okay, I need to disable this debug because it's annoying as hell. And it's killing the performance as well, because every debug component is a draw call. Okay, so this is targeting. And let's see it again without this all laggy stuff. Why is it throwing debugs? Okay, go combat. I mean events, this one. Why are you drawing this debug? If true, if debug is true, debug is not true. Oh, okay, I turned off debug on animation, not on combat, but that explains a lot. Now it's turned off on combat, and let's see it again. Okay, so now this guy will switch targets on clicks. And start spinning between them. But we might want to limit him doing that. So for example, instead of doing it on input, what we do is we do it on attack. And now it's a completely different story. Now only when he triggers an attack he will switch targets, and we can actually make it even shorter, so let's say 350. So now I cannot hit it more than once during a single attack. So now I can hit my mouse button like crazy, and he will spin between those targets only once a while. But you can see that he's doing some crazy stuff with those attacks and animations because he's not spinning nearly as fast as he should. So what we can do is when he turning as rotation, we crank this up to some crazy values like 720. And we can do this aim offset, not aim at, but instead ignore. And he will have to just rotate towards his targets. So let's try it now. So now he doesn't have aim offset. He needs to turn towards targets, and he is turning very fast and doing animations without the crazy aim offset, and he is switching between two targets, constantly attacking them in a loop. So this is very reactive, like in Witcher. So right now I am forcing him to pick a new target, but I can as well just force him to pick the best target, which would be the closest target. So if an enemy closes by on me, he would just pick the closest target. So the target that is not being pushed back, but the target that is attacking me. So now he's not forced to find new targets. So he will continue to attack this guy. And if I move closer to another guy, he will turn toward him and start attacking this guy. So yeah, that's kind of cool. So this works, everything works, this is fine, and it should work in multiplayer as well. So 2 players as client, let's compare and see if it works. Bam, bam. Okay, this one F11. So this guy can walk and he can target our second player as well as those NPCs, and we can see them attack, and we can see those squares of hit being the same on both clients, and the entire motion is replicated. However, in replication we don't see our blue arrow change because there is no valid controller, so we cannot read controller rotation. That's quite obvious. Okay. Okay, and this guy can attack as well. He can spin here and do stuff. Okay.